and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. The first day of the tradings year, 2019, we've closed higher by as much as 0.5%, and the Nifty closing about the crucial 10,900 mark. We've seen gains in Bharti Airtel, HDFC and HPCL, but the bulk of the gains and the reason behind the advances for the benchmarks comes from something like an HDFC Limited, State Bank of India, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank and ICICI Bank, among the many banking names. In fact, the entire banking sector has done very well in today's day of trade, including some of your public sector banks. On the losing end, we have auto sales come through. Mahindra & Mahindra perhaps is the one which has reacted the most, and we're going to talk about auto sales in just a bit. Hindalco Industries, Wipro and Indiabulls Housing Finance also falling to a certain extent. But coming down to your broader markets, well, at least as far as the NSE 500 goes, more gainers against losers. UCO Bank from the public sector space advancing, something like Dena Bank also up and about. We have some counters in the mid-cap space from the realty sector. Kolte Patil and Prestige Estates also up and about. Quest Corp advancing by around 6.5%, and some gains coming in Rupa and Company as well. On the losing end, Mass Financial Services declining by around 4%. Gateway District Parks down 3.5%. It's the same for Future Lifestyle and TI Financial Holdings. So that's as far as your broader markets go. But what about technicals? What are our experts telling us about the levels you need to watch out for? This is what they're saying. Listen in.
The way we have commenced this particular series, there's a quite good chance that the hurdle of around 11,000 would be breached, and we expect that the market should scale higher towards 11,140 levels or so in this particular next couple of weeks itself. So overall, I think the markets are in a trending mode, and I think the trend is very well established on the bullish side. So we may see some bouts of consolidation here, but overall I think the trajectory remains on the higher side, and we are expecting that the base has been established somewhere close to 10,650 now, and markets should scale higher towards 11,140 in the early part of the series itself.
Nifty will continue to trade range bound till we don't see Nifty decisively trading above 10,950, 11,000 mark, because it's roughly, you can say, from the current levels it's 100 points up, 130 points. So that's a very crucial zone of resistance. But if I look at the long-term charts on the weekly as well as the further long-term charts, it shows that there is a possibility that we could see those levels getting breached. But we'll have to wait for that. And on the downside, however, Nifty has now found a good support coming at around 10,700, 720. Earlier the support level was around 10,550, so that's moved up. So that clearly shows that it is inching higher.
Shifting focus to the auto sector, where we had volumes for the month of December come through, and not encouraging, but perhaps also slightly on expected lines. And for that we have Yatin Mota, who's here to give us the updates on the auto sector. Yatin, the numbers weren't looking that great.
Yeah, not that great. And starting with Maruti Suzuki, they were the first ones to report the numbers, and we have seen a single-digit decline coming in there. We were expecting a growth number, but the domestic sales as well as the export market sales have been much lower than the street expectations, and probably that is the reason why the stock was quite choppy in the first half of the trading session, given the fact that a lot of pressure was there already on auto stocks, similar to that of Mahindra & Mahindra, wherein again the tractor sales came in almost 3,000 units lower than the street expectations. Not only that, Eicher Motors has just come out with the Royal Enfield sales, and they have been declining, almost a 13% decline that we have seen for the month of December versus a growth number that we were working with. So a big disappointment as far as Eicher Motors Royal Enfield sales are concerned. Also, if you look at the expectations, they're muted for the commercial vehicle players like Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, which are about to report numbers tomorrow. Bajaj Auto will be also reporting their numbers, but so far whatever auto numbers have come in, they have been on the disappointing side. Of course, there are outliers like Escorts as well as Atul Auto, wherein the base is quite small, but large auto companies have clearly disappointed, despite the fact that the festive season cheer was missing. Some pent-up demand was there, and despite that we have the December sales data which has come in quite weak. given the fact that the discounts also were quite high. So clearly a disappointing set of auto sales numbers so far in December.
Right. Yatin, thank you for joining us and giving us those details. As Yatin has already mentioned, there are a bunch of companies which will still announce their earnings. But moving on from some negative news to some possibly positive news, we have ETF prices to the tune of 14% cut. And we have Somit Sarkar, who's joining us on the possible impact on aviation companies. Somit?
Well, definitely a positive news that has come in for the aviation company, that is Indigo, Jet Airways and SpiceJet. Now, jet fuel prices have been cut for the second consecutive month in the month of January 2018, and ATF prices in the month of January 2018 compared to last month has been cut by nearly 14%. This is the sharpest cut seen since November 2008. So that's a big positive that has come in for the aviation industry. Now, on an average, pan-India prices for ATF, that is aviation turbine fuel prices, have been close to 59,664 rupees per kiloliter. There's a drop around 14%. However, compared to last year, the prices are still marginally higher by around 0.6%. Now, this lower fuel prices will definitely help the aviation companies which had seen earlier the impact of higher fuel prices. Now, fuel accounts for nearly 1/3 of the total operating cost for an aviation company, and this lower prices will definitely boost their operating metrics going forward in the month of January, that is Q4 financial year 2019.
Right, Somit, thank you for joining us and getting us those details. Watch out for the aviation stocks as well. But with that, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint and we'll keep bringing you more.